Hey guys, welcome to part 5 of UE5 drivable vehicle series. In this part, I'll show you how to implement a lighting system for your car, including headlights and turn indicators. You'll be able to turn the headlights on and off and control the left and right indicators independently. Alright, let's dive in. In the last part, we prepared the car in Blender in order to have 3 material slots for lights in Unreal Engine. So now we need to replace this car with the new model. But before that, let me show you how material slots for lights looks like in current model. As you can see, there are 2 materials, lights and lights body, which we don't want them like this. Turn indicators and rear lights are sharing a material, which means we can't control them independently. Front headlights is also the same. Let's go ahead and import the updated model. I'm gonna create a new folder and name it Mercedes2. Import the FBX file. Let's check out the new skeletal mesh real quick. As I told you in the previous parts, the rotation on all joints should be 0 and also the scale should be 1. I only need the physics asset from previous model, so I'll copy it to the new folder. Let's delete BP car from the scene. Also clear the skeletal mesh assigned to the BP car. Now let's delete the previous model content. Because we copied the physics asset, we need to assign it to the skeletal mesh. Alright, now as you see, we have 3 material slots on our new skeletal mesh. And if you check isolate, you can see which part of the mesh is included in this slot. Let's also fix the folder name containing the model. Alright, let's assign the skeletal mesh to car blueprint. Also choose the skeleton for animation blueprint. Drag the car blueprint to the scene and let's test the game to see if everything is working fine. Very good. We want to create a new material for lights to control them in runtime. So let's delete current materials and clear the slots. Right-click and create a new material and name it m_car lights. Let's open it up and drag the lights texture to the graph. Assign the material to light slots. I'm gonna select the sky sphere and switch the scene to night by holding Ctrl L. Let's also add a point light to see what's happening in the scene. Alright, let's get back to car light material. Let's multiply the texture by a parameter and connect it to emissive color output. I'm gonna name the parameter emissive. And this way we can control the emission of material in runtime. Alright, let's open up car blueprint and go to event graph tab. Now the goal is to turn on and off the lights using the L key. But before that, we need to instantiate the material, keep a reference to it and assign it to the mesh. So let's do the initialization in begin play event. Promote the material instance to a variable so we can use it later. Let's name it headlights. Now drag the mesh to the graph. Drag from it and search for set material by name. Connect the pins, then copy and paste slot name from skeletal mesh. Let's also add a mat to the end of headlight material instance. Alright, for the next step we want to turn on the material emission when pressing L on keyboard. Drag the headlight material instance to the graph. Grab set scalar parameter node from it. Now we defined the parameter name as emissive in the material, so we type it right here. We set the emissive value when pressing L to 0.3. Now let's test it out. As you can see, by pressing L we can turn on the headlights. We want to be able to turn the lights on or off, so let's add a boolean value to keep the lights state. I'm gonna name it isLightsOn. Now let's control the flow with a branch. If the lights are off, turn them on, or vice versa. Very good. Now we want the headlights to actually illuminate the area in front of the car, just like real life. In order to do that, we need to attach two spotlights to the mesh. The best way to do that is to add sockets to the body bone. We attach the headlights to a socket because sockets give us precise control over their position and rotation. This ensures the lights always stay perfectly aligned with the car even if the mesh moves or animates. So let's open up the skeletal mesh and add two sockets to the body bone. We also need to position them in front of the headlights. Alright, go ahead and add two spotlights to the mesh and attach them to headlight sockets. If the light has offset after attaching to the socket, make sure to reset the position. You can change outer cone angle to your liking. It looks very good. We need to turn off visibility on both spotlights. We'll make them visible in blueprint logic. Now go ahead and change the visibility of spotlights based on light's state. Let's test it out. It works perfectly. For next step, we'll be implementing turn indicator logic. Let's switch between turn indicators using E and Q keys. But the interaction button for possessing the car is set on E. So let's change it to F. We also need to change it in third-person character blueprint. Turn indicators also need two separate materials, one for left and one for right. I'm going to instantiate it and keep a reference to it just like headlight material. Very well. Now let's handle the key press. We need to keep the state of turn indicators, so let's add two Boolean values. When E is pressed, we want to activate the right indicator and deactivate the left indicator. We want the indicator to blink constantly, so we need to use setTimer by function name. Let's create a function and name it toggle indicator light. Let's add a branch to control the flow of which indicator is active right now. We also need a Boolean variable to keep if indicator light is on or off. Let's name it isIndicatorBlinkOn. Now, based on this variable condition, we are going to turn the light on or off. Let's also create a float variable and keep the intensity of emission in it. Set the default value to 0.3. The same logic also applies for right indicator. Very good, we are done with this function. Now let's set up the timer. Copy and paste the function name. Set the timer to every half a second and check the looping. Now let's test it out. Now we want to be able to turn it off. Let's keep a reference to the timer so we can clear it when we want. Name it blink timer. For turning on and off the indicator, let's add a branch. If the indicator is active or true, let's deactivate it by setting it to false, and also we need to reset the material and the timer. Let's create a function and name it reset turn indicators. Set all indicator-related variables to false. Invalidate the timer. And change back the emission of materials to 0. So let's replace this node with reset timer function, because when the indicator is active by pressing E, we want to deactivate and reset everything. We also have this inside our reset function, and we also want to reset everything before activating the indicator. That's all for the indicator logic. Let's copy this for also the left indicator. Just replace right variables with left. Alright, let's give it a test. I just want to thank you all for your support. I put a lot of time and energy into these videos, and your likes and comments truly motivate me to keep creating tutorials like this. I really appreciate you subscribing to my channel and supporting the content. Thanks for watching.